top of everything else, we then land on top of it, and we took over the ship. We took over the cargo, took over the oil. It's a very profitable business. Who would have thought we were doing that? We're like pirates.
Fresh questions are being raised over whether what some critics call Trump's pirate navy is at it again, this time in the dangerous waters off Yemen's coast, where a new hijacking case is now drawing attention. Reports say the oil tanker MT Eureka was hijacked off Yemen's Shabwa coast, but the identity of those behind the operation remains unclear, fueling intense speculation over who may have orchestrated it. Suspicious boats had reportedly been spotted in the area days earlier, prompting growing questions over whether this was not a random incident, but a planned and carefully prepared attack. This apparent act of maritime piracy in the backyard of an Iranian ally is also raising eyebrows as Trump appears to acknowledge uncertainty, even as sensitive regional talks remain under strain. Yemen's Coast Guard reported on May 2nd that a ship hijacking had taken place off the coast of Shabwa province, triggering fresh concern over maritime security in already volatile regional waters. According to Turkey Today, citing the Yemeni Coast Guard, the oil tanker MT Eureka was the vessel that had been hijacked in the incident, now drawing wider international attention. Reports say unidentified armed men boarded the tanker, took control of the vessel, and then steered it away from its original course toward the Gulf of Aden. Turkey Today further reported that the hijacked ship was later being directed towards Somali waters, raising fears of a potentially more complex cross-border maritime security threat. The Yemeni Coast Guard says the tanker's location has now been identified, while efforts are currently underway to monitor and track the vessel's movement more closely. Earlier, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations had also reported suspicious activity in the area, a warning that now appears to carry greater significance in light of the hijacking claims. That suspicious activity was reported roughly 84 nautical miles southwest of Yemen's port of Mukalla, according to the UKMTO alert cited in the report. UKMTO said a bulk carrier had observed a small boat and a fishing vessel operating within 500 meters of it, an encounter that may now be viewed as part of a wider pattern of concern. Notably, both Iran and the United States have in recent months been involved in seizing vessels amid maritime tensions and Hormuz blockade-related confrontations, adding a broader geopolitical edge to this latest episode. On May 1st, Trump said he was unsure who exactly the United States was negotiating with on the Iranian side, pointing to what he described as infighting and confusion in Tehran's leadership. Trump also appeared to boast about aggressive U.S. naval enforcement during the Hormuz blockade, with some reports saying he likened the Navy's seizures and interceptions to pirate-style actions.
I was saying, somebody said, sir, you don't really have to do it. You can call up and probably do it. I said, are you kidding me? Can you imagine? This is a crowd where I know so many killers, very successful people. Some are nice, some are horrendous people, but I like the nice ones and the horrendous ones also. We have some really killers. I'm looking out there, oh, these people, I've had to deal with them my whole life. They are brutal, but you get friendly with brutal people too. I'm dealing with some quite brutal people right now in the lovely country of Iran. They are very brutal, and I will tell you, we're doing very well. You cannot give Iran a nuclear weapon. It's all I can say. You cannot. Because they would use it on a place called Israel very quickly, and they would use it in the Middle East, and they'd use it in Europe, and I guess we'd be next, and it's not going to happen. Don't worry about it. We've taken apart. We've taken their air forces, it's non-existent, it's gone. Their Navy, they had a very strong Navy. They had the strongest Navy by far in the Middle East, many times over. They have 159 ships. Every single ship is at the bottom of the sea right now. They have no anti-aircraft capacity. They have no radar. They have no leaders. Actually, their leaders are all gone, too. It's part of our problem. We don't know who the hell we're dealing with. They call up, this is Mohammed, so-and-so, and I say, are you a leader? We're looking for a leader. It's the only country in the world, nobody wants to be a leader. They say, would anybody like to be president? And there are no takers. But I think we're doing a great job over there, actually. We have they used the Hormuz Strait as a weapon for many, many years. They said they'll close it. So they closed it, then I closed it on them, which is sort of, they want a little business, they get no business. But it's going to work out because everything works out. By the way, more oil is being drilled right now than at any time in the history of our country. We're doing double. Think of this. We're doing double Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Double Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Nobody knows that. And you see all of those big, gorgeous ships coming up from all over the world because the strait is closed by us, and they're coming to Texas now and Louisiana to load up. Big ones. 2 million barrels of oil. The big ones, those are the big ones. And they're all heading up. And you see the line, they call it the conga line. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. But you see those graphs, it's made from Space Force, you know. We were responsible for Space Force. We needed Space Force. We were being killed in space by China, by Russia. In my first term, I created Space Force. First time in 79 years that we did a new division, a new grouping, because you had the Marines, the Army, Navy, the Marines. We had the Coast Guard. We have all of the different branches of government, the Air Force. And they thought the Air Force and the Space Force would stay together, but the Air Force wants the Air Force. They're not going to give, and space is so important now, and we did Space Force, and all of those things, many of those things that you're saying is because of Space Force. And now Space Force is, we were losing badly in space to Russia and China militarily. Now we're way in the lead, way in the lead. We have the greatest space capacity of any country in the world. So we're very proud of that. We need it. We need it for protection because it's a nasty world out there. We need it for protection. So we're very proud of Space Force, but they, among other things, they give you beautiful satellite pictures of what's happening in the world. And when you look at the Hormuz Strait and you see all of those ships, all of those people and ships that they want to get out or they want to get in, they're all over the place. They're like little ants, right? They look like a little anthill. And hundreds and hundreds of ships. And we have a Navy that is unbelievable. We put up, it's a blockade. It's a blockade. And you saw the other day where a massive tanker, this was bigger than 2 million barrels, a massive tanker was trying to run it, and the young captain of the ship from Annapolis, these guys are like central casting. You could put him in. I'd say something about Tom Cruise. I was going to say better looking than Tom Cruise and taller, but I'm not going to do that because he's a friend of mine. I can't do that. But they're like central cast. You could move them to Hollywood right now. They'd be movie stars. But you saw him saying, we have guns trained on your ship. Turn your ship around. Turn. And this is loudspeakers that go over the ocean, and they hear them from 2 miles away. Turn your ship around. Turn your ship around. And all of a sudden, yes, we are going back to Iran. We are going back. They turned it around. It takes 10 miles to turn the sucker. You know, it's not like turning around a bicycle. It's like, it's big stuff. And then we had the other one you saw from 4 days ago where they were going to ram we call it an iron wall. It's essentially an iron wall. We have such great military and great Navy. And they were going straight through. And they said, turn your ship around. And there was no response. Turn your ship around. Evacuate your engine room immediately. And you see all these guys running out of there. Now, they're 5 miles away, and one shot into the engine room, blew up the engine room. The ship stopped. They used tugboats, and then we landed on top of it. On top of everything else, we then land on top of it, and we took over the ship. We took over the cargo, took over the oil. It's a very profitable business. Who would have thought we were doing that? We're like pirates. We're sort of like pirates. But we're not playing games because, you know, for 47 years, Iran has been pushing everybody around. They're the bully of the Middle East. They've been scaring everybody, Israel and Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Bahrain, Kuwait, all of them. They're all, it was the bully of the Middle East. I understand it. Bush made a mistake. He took out Iraq. You know, Iraq, and by the way, I congratulate the new president of Iraq. I endorsed him. I'm now in the business of endorsing political leaders from foreign countries, countries that nobody's ever seen before. And we have a pretty infallible record. We've won a lot of them, but I endorsed the man because we didn't like the man that was the president of Iraq, and we endorsed somebody that not a lot of people have heard of, and he won in a landslide. So I just spoke to him yesterday. But the relationships we have relationships that are very, very strong, very powerful relationships. And I think the Middle East is going to be taken care of. We had a lot of conversations with the leaders. I call them the new leaders. I call them the new regime. You know, they kept saying, the radical left, where is regime change? Well, if this isn't regime change, there's no such thing. Because Khomeini in the first tier was gone. The second tier is gone. Half of the third tier is gone, which is a problem. That's a problem. Because we are trying to figure out the right one to talk to. We talk to one, and then another one calls up. Let's make a deal. But I think we're in a very, I know we're in a very strong position. There's the expression that we've all heard, or many of us have heard, if you like the fights, if this were a fight, they'd stop it. But again, their military they have some missiles left. They have some missile-making capacity left. We've knocked about 85% of their manufacturing capacity for new missiles out. We've knocked about 82%, but that means they have missiles left. We knocked out most of their drone-making factories, but they have some drone capacity left, and drones are pretty effective. But we've also developed, in the meantime, if you remember, the German U-boats were a horror. Nobody could stop them, and then all of a sudden they come up with sonar, and it went from nobody could stop them that it was the worst place in the world to be is in a U-boat. The drone, anti-drone capacity that we have now is fantastic. They have new weapons, lasers. You got to see the lasers. They go into a laser, they just burn they just boom. And we have that, and we have very special machine guns with large-scale bullets operated by a computer. And as they come in, it just knocks them out like it's amazing. But with all of that being said, there's still danger. There's always danger with war. With war, you never know what happens. Look at Russia. It was supposed to be a one-day war, and it's 4 years, right? And you see that, and it's really a terrible war. And it's a lot of people died. Last month, they had 25,000 soldiers, mostly soldiers, killed. It's like a bloodbath over there, and I think we'll get that. We've settled 8 wars, and that should be the 9th. I think we're going to get it done, but it's a rough one.